Hello and welcome to Carle Hospice virtual memorial service. On behalf of our Carle Hospice leadership, I want to welcome you and thank you for the trust you've given to us to help care for your family member. We are greatly honored and always appreciate the opportunity to come together. So again, I want to thank you on behalf of our leadership, our Vice President, Juliana, our Director, Jennifer, and our manager, Kate, and our other supervisor, Lori. My name is Tony, and we hope you enjoy this presentation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Deborah Slack. I'm the chaplain at Carle Hospice. Please join me in prayer. Eternal God, your love for us is everlasting. We know only you alone can turn the shadow of death into the brightness of the morning light. Help us with our hearts. Help us with our minds. Help us to feel a sense of your presence and peace surrounding us. And we pray as we mourn the loss of our loved one, that in the stillness of this hour, you will speak to us of eternal things, that you will speak to us your promises, that we may have hope and be lifted above our sorrow and distress into the peace of your presence. Amen.
Hello, I am Jean Oliver Holder, Bereavement Coordinator, Carle Hospice. First, on behalf of all of the staff of Hospice, I want to express condolences on the loss of your loved one. I also want to thank you for trusting us to be with your loved one and your family during the last few months, weeks, days, and hours of your loved one's life. Dying is a momentous occasion. Like birth or a wedding, it is a significant event that develops and changes the dynamics of everyone involved. It is a time of great physical change, and no matter where we are on the spiritual spectrum, we know that the occasion is full of meaning. In some ways, it is like a birth. We don't know how we are going to make it through, but somehow we do. Many times it is by our families, our friends, and professionals that provide us the support that we need. But we also know that the circumstances will change us forever. The experience of seeing our loved one no longer be the person that they were, no longer be the physical presence that they were, will change us forever. Death is never easy, but in this time of COVID-19, we have all been challenged in the task of how to do this right. We may not have been able to be with our loved ones in their last days and hours. We may not have been able to be with our families physically to give us comfort. This has been harder than we know. We have all become more aware of how a touch, a smile, of just being there somehow makes it all better. We may have chosen to not have had any gatherings or any formal event to remembering to give thanks until after it's safer for everyone to be out. If that is so, and if you feel like something is missing, I encourage you to continue to make time to remember. It may be as simple as lighting a candle and remembering a favorite memory. It could also involve writing down a story or recalling what about that person you are thankful for. It could be being silent and offering a prayer of thanks and perhaps a plea of comfort for yourself. It could be just sitting with your dog in your lap, knowing that there is companionship in the midst of loneliness. It could be a phone call or video chat with a friend or family member where you talk about the events surrounding the death. As the saying goes, just do it. You will be glad you did. It is important to set aside time to remember and to mourn. When we create a space to do that, be it time on our calendar or a place in our homes, we are telling ourselves that it is okay to feel the pain of that loss, that we do feel the pain of that loss, and that it's okay. At the same time, I also invite you to create a space where you are thankful. Thankful for the good memories, thankful for the love, thankful for the strength that your loved one had. One of the things that has become so apparent to me is how so many of our rituals involve people. Being able to share our sorrows helps us to feel comforted and to know that we are not alone. Some families have gotten creative by holding drive-by visitations. Family and friends have stood on the roadway as the body has passed by in a hearse. Others have hung quilts made by their loved ones in tree limbs that mourners can drive under as a way to honor their memory and to recognize what beauty they created. I like to think that that is one more time where the person is blessing those that are seeing those quilts. For some, they have opted for a graveside service only. In all of this, it has meant change and loss because it is not what is expected. Perhaps the most painful of all is not being able to spend the last months and weeks caring for our loved ones as they came close to that time of death. When we are able to be with our loved one as they decline, we are able to also wrap our heads and our hearts around the fact that they are no longer who they were. They are no longer able to take care of themselves. They are no longer able to run a mile or two. I think also in these moments of caring, we can be so thankful for the human body and what it has meant to us. It may be the body that grew us and nurtured us before we were born. It may be the body of a brother or a sister who played with us and protected us. It may be the body of our life partner who gave us our children and who could touch us tenderly, feeling like we could do anything or could be fully satisfied by being fully embraced. If you had the time to say your goodbyes in your caring of them, I believe that you were truly blessed. For those of you who were not able to be with your loved one in their last weeks and days, I ask for God's comfort to be with you in those thoughts, to give you peace. We wonder, in their last moments, were they scared? Did they know in the end that they were loved? Was anyone holding their hand? I think more than anything, we want to know that they were without pain and that they were loved. This is a universal desire. We all want to know that our loved ones will be safe, loved, and without pain. We want to also feel the comfort of knowing that we are loved, that we are secure. For many who are experiencing the overwhelming emotions of grief, many say they feel like they are walking around with a big hole inside. If this death was significant, you are. You have spent a lifetime with this person. They have been your delight, your reason for being, your reason for getting up in the morning, your reason for taking care of yourself. And now they are gone. This realization is overwhelming. And I dare not say that I know how you feel, because I never know, because it is your loss. How do we pick up the pieces? How do we figure out how to make life worth living again? This past year has tried us all, and we still have a ways to go. But my hope is this: if this world is good enough to create you and your loved one, then the world and your life is worth what that person made you to be. I'm going to repeat that one more time. If this world is good enough to create your loved one, then the world and your life is worth what that person made you be. And in this world, you are given the keys to make life good again. It may be through your religious affiliation and a reinvigoration of your spiritual life. It may be through what you draw your sense of meaning from, be it the work that you do or in your community involvement. It may be through relationships of family and friends. It may be by strengthening the bonds you already have, that you are able to see and experience the good. Listen to your life. See it for the fathomless mystery that it is.
Du bist
In the next few minutes, we will be spending more time on the person and persons you are mourning and missing. If you were able to meet in person, I would have asked that you would have brought a favorite picture of your loved one. It would have been displayed for all to see, and we would be reading the names of those who died. We will not be doing that now because of privacy laws, but don't let that stop you from saying their name, from displaying their picture, and maybe even lighting a candle or displaying something that was meaningful to them. I will be leading a guided time of Thanksgiving, and after that I invite you to read along with me the reading, We Remember Them. Remember and give thanks for the life of your loved one. Please take the time now for yourself. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes, place your feet firmly on the ground, and listen to yourself breathe. Concentrate on your breath as it comes into your body and as you exhale. Release any muscles that are tight. Give yourself this space to remember. I invite you now to remember the love that you felt radiating from your loved one to you and be thankful for that. I invite you to imagine the birth of your loved one and be thankful for the love that made them who they were. The love they received from their mothers and fathers, their brothers and sisters, their teachers, classmates, friends, uncles, and aunts. I invite you to be thankful for the time they spent learning to develop themselves, as they learned new skills, as they helped at home doing chores and caring for pets. I invite you to imagine your loved one growing into young men and women, choosing their career paths, be it in the military, healthcare, education, business, or farming, meeting their partners, having children, and parenting, building, creating, and making a home of their own, developing their spirituality, being thankful for what they had and growing in their faith and in their connections with community and the good that is in our world. Volunteering by teaching Sunday school or coaching Little League or teaching someone to read, baking for a bake sale or running a car wash, buying school supplies for a child without, giving to a food drive or volunteering at a food pantry, being thankful for how they modeled their Thanksgiving to us, be it in their smiles, their laughter, their songs, their stories, their love of their favorite sports team, their iconic sense of fashion, their favorite food. Thankful for those who cared for them as their bodies were breaking down. Thankful for those whose gentle touches and kind words conveyed dignity and respect. Thankful for the comfort and peace that they were able to die in. For our loved ones, we give thanks and remember. Now, as you are ready, move your arms and legs and open your eyes. Although your loved one is no longer physically with you, their love is. Hold on to that and be thankful. And now, if you would like, read with me the prayer from We Remember Them, from Gates of Prayer, Reformed Judaism Prayer Book. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. In the rustling of leaves and the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us, as we remember them.
O Holy One of love and mercy, embrace all those whose hearts overflow with grief, unanswered questions, and such a sense of loss. Grant them space to express their tears and hold them close in the coming days, weeks, months, and years. My name is Andrea Beike, and I am a chaplain with Carle Hospice.